Okay guys, I wanted to do a video on my take on the ultimate budget, right? 72-hour bag, survival bag, bug out bag, whatever you want to call it. Now first off, I know I'm going to get a lot of negative comments right away, so I want to discuss that before I even put it down. There's a lot of people out there that'll tell you, don't do anything budget, you know, this is your life and all, but if you're on a really tight budget, it's much better to have this than nothing at all, right? You've got guys on YouTube. I mean, my bug out bag, it has a bit higher end stuff. I make more money than I did before, right? I have a little bit of extra money nowadays. That wasn't always the case. But, you know, hey, I would feel comfortable with this bag myself, if need be. That or nothing, I'll definitely take it. But you've got guys on YouTube. They have their bag. The bag itself costs $85, $150. You know, it costs more if you bought it online for shipping and all. But and that's just the bag. This whole setup costs less than their bag alone, right? So, if you're on a really tight budget, you need something, it's better to have this around than not have anything, right? Let's say you got a family, or you know, got a wife and kids or something, young kids. Yeah, you'll survive out there if it's not a harsh environment, if it's not like, you know, cold, rainy, windy, you know, blizzard or something like that, or just, you know, cold environment. You'll make it 3 days, you know, until you die without, you know, dehydration. So, you know, you get water, you can make it 3 weeks without food. This is to make it a little bit easier, right? Bugging out's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. If your place gets burned down or there's riots or something like that, and you have no choice but to leave, and you're pretty much dead anyway, that will give you a fighting chance. So, we're going to go into this, $50 or less. Let's go over what you don't need to buy first, and then we'll get into that. First off, alcohol stove, tin can stove, right? I made one, I put it in there. It was one of my first attempts. There's better ones out there, but that's my first attempt. So I put it in there. Your personal prescriptions, right? Any medication you need, or any antibiotics for that matter, in your house, put them in there in case you need them, right? You may not have to buy the backpack. You might have one. You know, you got to have a friend, or maybe you're a student, or maybe you have siblings, or who knows what. I'm sure you can get a backpack. I just spent $5 on it, but you know, if not, an old gym bag, you know, or even a burlap bag from the grocery, if you really have to. You know, you look like a bum, but it'll hold everything. A pen or pencil, right? I've got a couple I found just lying around the house. I get home sometimes, I'll have a pen in my pocket. I don't remember where I got it. You know, I have pens disappear on me at work. They just kind of walk off, man. And it's not something anybody does on purpose. They just, you know, you wind up having a pen or something in your pocket, yours disappear. That's the way it works. I'm sure you can find a pen around your home. A piece of a scrubber pad or something from your kitchen. Get a clean sponge or scrubber pad. If you haven't used it, throw it in the bag. Just cut a piece off. It ain't going to set you back anything. Spare clothing, or at least socks and underwear. That ain't going to cost you anything. You get clothes that you don't wear anyway, stuff you don't like, put it in the closet, right? And that kind of situation, don't matter what you're wearing, as long as you got something on. Say your glasses. If you have a spare set of glasses, put them in there. Even if it's some older glasses, you know, the prescription is not quite your prescription anymore. Hey, it's better than nothing, right? Put an old set of glasses in there, or a spare set of glasses. 2-liter or 3-liter soda bottle. I got a 3-liter out of the recycling bin. Cost me nothing, right? You can use it to store water. You can have water at the ready in your bag, ready to go. Or you can make a filter later. Natural charcoal from a wood fire. Use it to make a water filter, or remove bleach taste from purified water with bleach. Doesn't cost you anything. Just a fire. You take the wood and put it aside. I'll show you that in a little bit. I used a plastic contact solution bottle, right? I filled it with bleach, and I'm going to write how many bottles per container on the side with magic marker. It didn't cost me anything. It was in the recycling bin. I tried to, you know, simulate, just basically actually help recycling. I put it to better use. But I tried to keep it under $5, so, you know, that's stuff you can do. Items that I didn't add in here because I'm trying to keep it low. would be like hand sanitizer for washing your hands or fire starting. I didn't add it because I'm trying to keep it under $5. That would work out. D-rings, you can find them at Dollar Tree for $1. I didn't put those in there. They're packs of 2. Dehydrated meat sticks like beef jerky, Slim Jim. I bought one, but I'm not going to include it in here. Chem lights, I don't like those, like a flashlight. Once you break the chem light, there's no way to save it. But 8 for $1 if you want, there you go. Power bars, I don't think so. Some people want them. I think it's a waste myself. You know, you're going to have to get used to going without. I mean, it's survival, right? You get a little shaky, I'll show you what you can do. Car windshield reflector, I see people use them to sleep on so the ground doesn't suck the heat out of you. Kind of bulky, and I want it also in cost. I didn't want to put it in there. I saw some hot cold bags. I guess you can cut those. They're much thinner, and they work pretty well too as insulation. So you could lay those on the ground if you wanted to. So now let's begin. We have, we'll just start with the bleach. $1 at Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree, everything's actually $1, right? You go to Dollar General, Family Dollar, they have things, you know, 5, 10, 15, you know, 35 and up, all kinds of different prices. Dollar Tree is actually $1. So if you're gonna make your money go the farthest right there. So bottle of bleach for purifying water, $1, right? And plastic bags. I would recommend you seal things in plastic bags to keep them organized. I didn't do this so I can take it out and make the video, but you would put stuff, similar items, say fire starting items, stuff like that, together, right, or just small items. Keep them together, and then when you take them out, you save this bag and you fill it with tinder. Just get some dry grass, soft grass, and, you know, dried out moss, stuff like that, leaves, stuff that you can burn easily, soft stuff. Put it in the bag, and then you could make a makeshift pillow if you take a t-shirt with you. Stuff it in there, and you have a pillow, and you have tinder at the ready. And depending on where you are, if there's like wild animals out there that, I don't know, say coyotes, it just depends on where you live. Fire will scare off most predators, so you have all this tinder ready, you can make a pretty big fire real quick, right? It might save you. You never know. This is the charcoal. It didn't cost me anything. You can use it to take out the bleach taste after you purify water with bleach. And this is crushed up, the same thing. You would use this to make a filter, if need be. That over there, that didn't cost anything. So, the 2 most expensive items here, the machete and the backpack. Let's start with this machete here. You're going to need some sort of protection. Assuming you don't have a firearm, which you should, you know, but if you live in some shithole commie state where it's hard to get a firearm or you can't afford one, something's better than nothing. I guess the backpack alone is pretty low key. This, not so much. But maybe you can hide it depending on the time of the year. You got a jacket or something. Maybe you can take some shoestring and, you know, put that around your arm like Kyle Reese on the Terminator, you know, and hide it somewhat. You got some protection. Somebody comes at you with a knife. You pull out this sucker, they're out of there. They have a gun, well, you know, you're up shit creek there because you can't bring a knife to a gunfight. But, I mean, who knows? If they're close enough, you know, God forbid that ever happens, you're in that situation. But if so, you know, or animals, you never know. For protection, or, you know, if you're out there for long enough, you know your snakes or something, you see a grass snake, garden snake or something, just off with its head, and there you are, cook them up. If need be. I wouldn't recommend it, but if you need to. This guy costs $5 at Harbor Freight, and you can see in the back, good back. It's pretty thick. You could do some decent woodwork with this thing, right? Make a shelter, fire, whatever. Firewood, that would work. Also, another thing, since I don't have the reflector, you could, you know, for a little light woodwork, you can take a lot of little sticks and stuff, lay them out on the ground, and then pile up a bunch of grass and leaves to get yourself off the ground. That would help you out pretty good. You know, put a tarp over it or something, and this could help in that. Next expensive item also is $5 the backpack. I got this at a Goodwill or a Savers, I forget. It was $5. Like I said, you probably don't have to spend the money on it, but I did. Let's go into it. Now, glasses. Any old glasses you have, keep them in there. Even if they're not quite your prescription, if that's all you have, put them in there. You break yours, you're up shit creek, man. Right? Okay, so This cost me nothing. It's the contact solution dropper. I fill it with bleach. I write how much, for the container. I've got a big 3 liter, so it would take 12 drops. So put 12 drops per soda bottle, 4 for canteen. Depends on the size of your container. I printed out the FEMA instructions for how to purify water with bleach. Last resort, man. Don't do this unless you have to. You'll die without water. So if it's life or death, you're going to die anyway, then you should go to this. If not, I probably would. You got clean water. Don't try it at home unless you have to. Alcohol stove. Not the best in the world, but it works. This will burn 70% rubbing alcohol, 90%. It'll Everclear pretty much any flammable liquid. It'll give you a quick fire if need be. If everything's wet, you're cold, you're in a little shelter or something, cook something real quick. It'll last for a little while. And what does it cost? Not a damn thing. You can find a tin can, aluminum can anywhere. All right, soda cans are everywhere. It costs you nothing. Right? So we're at $5, $10, $11, $12 right there. That's it. Everything else is pretty much $1 except for one item. Safety glasses. Basically, you're going to do some woodwork. You want to protect your eyes. If you're going to scout an area at night, look around, you don't want to poke your eyes with anything, man. You get some in your eye, you stick your eye out there in the middle of nowhere, you're SOL. That's just the way it is. $1, $1.50. Best in the world, no, but it'll work for a couple uses. Water bottle. I know everybody's going to say, oh, you need a metal, stainless steel. Well, they didn't have stainless steel for one. Number 2, this is going to be for carrying water. Number 3, if you have a aluminum or a stainless steel container, you cannot use the bleach. It's corrosive. You're going to drink all that shit, right? You can purify the bleach in this. You can't do it in an aluminum container. So this would be to hold water, purify it. I would boil it in another container, then put it in here when it's safe to drink, right? $1, Dollar Tree. Rain poncho. Not the best in the world, but it's light. It's clear and thin. So it'll take care of you for one good rain. But afterwards, you can make a solar still where you dig a hole, and then you basically a crater looking hole, and at the bottom you put a container to catch water. You would put a lot of grass and vegetation that you know is not toxic, bunch, and then you'd seal it off with rocks or something. Just insulate it up, seal it off, and you put a rock in the center right above the container, and the water will evaporate out of the leaves and all the plants and go into the container. And I guess you could, depending on how much, you could boil it up. I guess you'd need a lot of grass, but hey, take your time. But what are you going to do out there doing nothing anyway? So that's more why I bought this. One rain, but then a solar still. Look that up. It might help you. $1, Dollar Tree. Scrubber pads, right? To clean your silverware and your cooking pans, whatever you're going to use, you're going to need to clean things up, right? Your silverware. These come in packs of 4 at Dollar Tree. I cut 1 in half, put it in here. The other ones are in my kitchen. I'm going to use them, right? $1. Jello. An SAS trick, right? If for a quick boost, you can down some of this stuff, right? I don't like 5-hour energies. I mean, liquids are kind of heavy, right? Besides the bleach and the water, because you need those to survive. I mean, the 5-hour energy, it's just going to work for a little bit. This, you can control how much. If you need a lot, use a lot. You need a little bit, use a little bit. But, good for morale and a quick boost. Say you're kind of shaky, you're trying to build a shelter or a fire, it's getting dark or something, or you haven't eaten in a while, and you're trying to do something important, well, this could help you. And it's a powder, so you can control it, right? I guess, I don't know what doing how much good drinking half of 5-hour energy would do, but, hey, this is my solution. 2 for $1, Dollar Tree. Got bar soap. 2 for $1 at Dollar Tree. This would be used for everything, man. For everything. You would use this to wash your clothes. You would use this to wash your body. You would use this for your dishes. I mean, break it up if you want. Or I would say 1 bar, but hell, you can take 2 if you want to and cut them up or something. And one more thing you could use this for. There's no toilet paper in here, right? I think it's like 10%, 15% of the world uses toilet paper, right? Another method that works pretty well is the Philippine Tabo system. It's a soap water wash, right? Otherwise, I mean, toilet paper takes up quite a bit of room. Are you going to have somebody with a, a 72-hour bag and somebody else with a, backpack of toilet paper? Right? I don't know how long you're going to be out there, so you better figure out something else. That's what would be the something else. Cut it up. Maybe you got 4 bars here. 1 for dishes, 1 for clothes, 1 for your body, 1 for washing yourself using the Tabo system. There you go. I would prefer unscented, but this is all they had, right? Anyway, I just got everything there. I picked it up. I like Irish Spring, so hey, I'll use it later, just for the video. $1 Dollar Tree for the 2. Got 2 items. Got this guy at Dollar General, right? So you won't lose it if you drop it somewhere. And comes with its own batteries. AA, like people love. Light and flashlight for $1. Small, bright. You can't beat that, right? And I got these at Dollar Tree. Package of 4 batteries for $1, right? Use them sparingly, man. Use them sparingly. I prefer stuff that's not battery powered like Shake or Wine flashlight, but for the price point, you can't beat that. All right. Okay, so sorry, I had to change the battery there. We have next a sharpening stone. I bought this at Dollar Tree. As you can see, I've used it. But I bought it at Dollar Tree a while ago. Bought it for $1. I'm going to include it. Right? For your blade. Machete and the other blade I'll show you in a bit. Handy chamois. Basically a knockoff of the chamois. Holds 5 times its weight in liquid. This could come really handy, man. You can cut it up and use some for washing maybe. Another thing, depending on where you live, there's a lot of morning dew. You could take the sucker and drag it over the grass, right? It holds 5 times its weight in liquid, or supposedly, but anyway, a couple times. You would wring that in your filter, then you go back and collect some more and do it quickly. You got to get up early for that, right? Before the sun evaporates it. But there you go. That'd be another source of water. Most of this is based around water because without it you'll die. You could use it as a tourniquet if you had to, but more importantly, water procurement, man. Dollar Tree. Work gloves. Are they the best in the world? No. But will they last 3 days, maybe a week or so? I think so. Multi-purpose is the key, man. These guys, if it's cold, you got a set of gloves. If you're doing some woodwork, you've got some protection. If you're boiling some water, you've got, somewhat of oven mitts. You can't use them that long, can't hold that long, but something's better than nothing, right? Grab it, move it. You can do that. It'll hold that much at least. And they'll last, I'm sure they'll last 3 days or a week or so, right? A 3-liter soda bottle. I found this. I washed it up. It didn't quite dry yet. But you would keep this filled with water in your bag, right? And same thing with this container. Filled with water, ready to go. So you would fill this back up with more water if you can find it, because you can't have enough water. It's a lot of weight, but it's necessary. See, this guy, if you couldn't find water, or you need to purify it, I already have it marked off what to do. Cut this off. You would seal off the bottom end, maybe put cloth inside or tie some cloth on the outside. You'd fill it up with charcoal. And then you'd have a layer of sand or some cloth. And then gravel or grass, another layer. You put your water and it'll filter through, get all the sediments and stuff out. It wouldn't be safe to drink yet, but you'd have all that crap out of there. You would then boil it. And then you would have water. Right? And there you go. It's 2-in-1. Holds water for when you go. Water at the ready. You can store water when you have it. Or, if need be, you cut it and you make a filter out of it. Next, 2 tarps. They were $1 each at Dollar Tree. Right? Not the biggest in the world, not the best in the world, but they will sure as hell help. You can always, add on leaves or something like that and make a shelter with this. It would definitely come in handy. Right? $1, $2. Dollar Tree. Another thing is I see people always talking about, I hear people talking about using trash bags. I don't like trash bags. Even the industrial ones, or commercial contractor ones, it's still a trash bag. Shower curtain, right? This would come in handy for making a shelter, right? Waterproof, it's pretty durable. it'll last 3 days to a week or so. That's for sure. Between that, the machete and this guy, you would have a pretty decent shelter, right? Braided poly rope, right? They usually sell this at Dollar Tree, but they were sold out. I got this at Dollar General. It was on sale for $1, so hey, I grabbed it. 95-pound workload. Now, if I was going to go over some steep side or something, would I rather have nothing or this tied around me? I'd rather have this, just in case. 95 pounds, yeah, but hey, better than nothing, man. Just in your bare hands in a prayer. No. And plus that for shelter. There's all kinds of things you can do with this. $1 at Dollar General. Cooling racks. 2 for $1. Of course, you can use them to cook on. Lightweight. They weigh nothing. They don't take up much space. You could put logs or rocks. You got your fire going or your alcohol stove. You can boil up some water. You can cook something off real quick. Then you clean it off with the pad. $1 Dollar Tree. Hacksaw for a little bit of light woodwork. Maybe, just maybe some like a bone saw or something. I don't know. It depends. But for $1, it's just good to have around. One item people may look, what the hell? Well, can opener. I don't have any canned food in here, but you never know what you run into. If you want to lighten the load as you're going, throw it away afterwards. It's only $1 anyway. It's not going to set you back that much, right? And there you go. If you do find something, you can get into it quick. You can open up a can without a can opener, I'll show you that. You just use the concrete or something, you just sand it until it basically wears down. But this is much quicker, much easier. If you're hungry, that's a better way to go. Shovel, gardening shovel, right? What could you do with this guy? Well, first off, it's not the military surplus shovel, but military surplus shovels do not cost $1. This guy, you can dig a latrine, bury your waste, right? You can dig an Indian well. If you find a water stream, 2 feet away, you dig down, throw the water out. When it's cloudy, throw it out again, and you keep doing that until the water's clear. Then you take that, you can boil it up, and you got clean water. You can have a source, right? You can start a fire on this. Some people say take foil. I say this will work out just fine. You put your tinder there, and you'd start a fire, and you'd have your logs or whatever pieces of branches and twigs or tinder and fuel on the side, and then you just push it off with another stick in there, and there you go. That would get you started. So that would come in handy there. $1 doesn't take up much room. This is a $2 pot I got at Savers. Boiling water, if need be. You can eat out of it. The food I recommend would be just add hot water. Instant, just add hot water items. So you boil this up, put it in there. You eat out of this thing. Eat out of this sucker. You're not going to have silverware for everybody. You're not going to have a plate and everything for everywhere, right? It's survival. You take turns, or you and the wife eat out of the same container. Hey, whatever, right? Or if you don't want to do that, one of y'all eat first. The other one does something, then y'all switch off. That was $2 at Savers. I'll do the food last. Okay, medical kit. I'll put this aside for now. Fishing kit. Sewing kit. You could use it for fishing, I guess, small fish. You take the hook and bend it. You have to have pliers or something, but you could do it. Small fish, if you got a hole in your clothes or your shelter and the tarp or something, you could sew it back up if need be. $1 Dollar Tree. They had this little knife here, not the best in the world, but it would work. It would work. Got a couple different tools on it for $1. It'll last 3 days to a week, a little over maybe, right? So put that here, and then spoon and fork. They have packs of pair of spoons and a pair of fork, a pair of knives. They're all $1 for 2. So I bought a pair of the forks and a pair of the spoon. Put the other spoon up, kept one here. So $1, actually 50 cents, but you have to buy it in sets of 2. So here you go. Here's your silverware, right? Not plastic, it's going to break. This will hold up, right? And there you go. And then you can clean all your cookware and the rack with a scoring pad and soap. Lighters, 2 for $1, Dollar Tree, right? You can have storm-proof matches and magnesium rot and all that crap and fight around making a fire. Or you can carry a couple lighters, right? These guys start thousands of fires, right? Thousands. Keep one in one part of the bag, one in the other. Keep them dry. If they get wet, you just let them dry out. That's cool, right? And there you are, right? Very easy, cheap way to go. You can use it as a trade item, right? If need be. You never know, right? If you have a couple of them, again, for the cost, I just got one set of 2 for $1. Notepad. They come 3 for $1 at Dollar Tree, but I just got one. I put the others up. I'll use them later. Start fires. Remember notes. You can put, I guess, figure out how many drops it takes for your containers and write it on there. Anything important, because you haven't eaten in a while. You're stressed out. You might forget important stuff. Make notes of where you're going, landmarks, stuff like that. If you need to, you got some tinder for fire, right? If you need it, it's there. Pans. These are just laying around the house. I don't know where the hell they came from, but they didn't cost me nothing. You're gonna need those right there. Toothbrush, right? Comes with the toothpaste and the brush. Oral hygiene. Also, you can use the toothpaste for small cuts and insect bites, right? Multi-purpose on everything you can, man. Duct tape. Thousands of uses for that. You can repair your shelter between sewing it and this. Clothing if you had to. All kinds of things you can do. Plus, let's go to our medical kit, which is part of. Got some ibuprofen at Dollar Tree. $1 for that. $1 for the roll of gauze. Maxi pads, right? They absorb blood like crazy. So, you got a wound, you put a maxi pad, wrap the gauze on there, and then duct tape that sucker on there, right? Something tough that won't come off, and you're not going to be able to change that much. Of course, you can do better, but for 50 bucks, this is the best I could do. Alcohol for your wound, or starting fire. The alcohol stove. Wouldn't burn forever, but it'll give you an emergency fire if you need to, right? Or if there's an animal or something. Like I said, you could use a tinder that you put aside in the bag, and then start a fire and scare them away. Laxatives, people may need them. I don't know. I don't have a problem. You don't need either one of these personally, but hey, what the hell? You never know. I've never been in that situation. So, laxatives if you need them. Who knows? Anti-diarrheal. Now, if you're dehydrated, eat something wrong or not good, you're dehydrated, and then you get sick, you get food poisoning or diarrhea, man, you can get really, really bad condition like that. You can get sick like crazy and die, right? Dehydration plus diarrhea. No water to refuel your body, rehydrate. You're SOL. So there you go, good investment, just in case, right? You probably would get diarrhea. Anyway, just in case there. Now go to the food. Ideas. Minute rice. Instant, you just add hot water. I didn't buy this at Dollar Tree, but they do have instant oatmeal, so I'm gonna substitute this guy for it. Instant oatmeal. And ramen noodles. Pack of 5 for $1. These items you could break up, or just take out of the containers, and you would wrap them up in a bag. Double it up if you want to, that's cool. But take up less room. Crush these noodles, right? This actually come in handy. You can do a lot of sweating and walking. You replenish the salts in your body. The other two would hold you. You're not going to be eating. You're not staying at the Hilton. You're not going to have 3 square meals a day. All courses and all that. No, survival. You're going to be hungry. You're going to eat this to survive, right? And when you have to, if you can find food around, use it. You don't know how long you're going to be out there, right? If you eat to get full for a couple days, then you'll starve days later. If you have a little bit enough to maintain you, and you can, supplement with whatever you hunt or something like that, whatever you find, you're much better off. You eat to get full, you're going to starve later. That's just the way it is, right? So anyway, take this and use it last resort, see what you can find or what you can scrounge around. I'm not going to add this because it go over the $50 mark, but instant potatoes, they're okay. They won't really double like the other items probably would, but in size, But if you wanted to, you could. And the last thing I didn't add in here because of the price again. Beef jerky or Slim Jim, right? You would take this sucker, put it in the water as you start to boil it. Clean water you're going to cook with. And it'll rehydrate. So you could actually have rice and sausage or noodles and sausage, right? A little something extra. Again, I didn't add it because I'm trying to keep it under 50 bucks. But those are two more ideas that you could use. Anyway, that's what I could come up with for 50 bucks. I'm sure you guys can add or take from it, you know, whatever. But that's what I thought. Let me know what you think. I mean, you guys like this video? Sub me, man. Depending on how many people like I get, I'll try to do similar videos like this. I haven't done them in a while, so we'll see. Anyway, I hope this helps you out, and let me know what you learned or give me some feedback. Alright guys, I'm out.